proud of all three phases. Multiple guys who hadn't been starters stepped in, played really well, and these guys were excited to play with each other, and I think it showed out there. So happy to win.
Talk about that third quarter coming out after halftime. A couple of dominant drives, and I mean, offensively successful and defensively shut them down.
Yeah, separating the game there. I thought at the end of the half, that drive offensively to go up 7 was big, and then it's a one-score game. Come out and get the ball, we score. Defense gets another stop, we score again with a long drive with Ben on the quarterback draw, and so it was a good start to the second half.
We'll talk about Ben's performance today, not only as a passer but as a runner, because he made some important runs.
Yeah, I thought he was really good tonight. Threw it well. Decisions, extended the play, moved his feet around, protected him for the most part. A couple of them got loose on us, but I thought it was one of his better games.
How big of a challenge was this today, given all the injuries you guys are dealing with, just coming out? I mean, a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, we did. Challenge, but also I think guys were excited about the idea. A few guys down, we're ready to step up. We're going to go down there. We talked about it last night. Kind of listed even in the meeting how many guys were down that, if you would have said that in August, might have been kind of scary. And these guys didn't bat an eye. And shoot, I think about Tanner Miller stepping in there and playing. I mean, Jeremiah Noga gets a huge catch later in the game. Irish hadn't been our punt returner. He's in there, on punt return. Coop played good at corner as well. Jaden Robinson was playing corner early in the game because Ray went down for a minute, came back. So a bunch of examples of guys, and I know our team was excited about having a lot of guys involved.
Is this one of the benefits of a veteran team, is that when they're faced with this, they just really don't flee? Were you confident they wouldn't flinch in this situation?
I was because of the older group they are. We've talked about adversity and coming in different ways and all the time, and so I was confident that these guys approached knowing that we were going to have to play well to win on the road, and they were confident to do it.
What did you feel like separated the Arizona State? They had that one long touchdown drive, and then they really didn't do much after that. What do you feel like separated that defense, your defense, from really taking Arizona State out today?
Well, I know on that one drive, missed a couple tackles, we didn't fit it correctly, and so a couple missed assignments, had some longer runs, so we got to get some guys on the ground. There's no panic on that side of the ball, Again, we got some veterans on that side. They kind of regrouped, understood mistakes that were going to be made, and then did a good job of getting the third down, forcing the ball coming out for the most part in the second half. And so, and again, you play in this league, they got good players. That back's a good player, and so it's not always going to be easy to keep them 3 and out or punting all the time.
What do you feel like was the key to Ben? He was 15 out of first 17. What did you feel like got him going?
Yeah, we threw it early, first couple of plays of the game. I think it was the first 3 plays of the game we were throwing it because we wanted to get some completions for him. I think he prepares well, recognized the coverage. I thought the offensive staff had a good scheme to have completions for him to complement the run game. I think the first half, the only time we got stuffed, or third down we were over, was when we took a second down loss on the run game. So, Ben was good tonight, really efficient, and played with great effort running the ball.
Jack Belling caught 3 balls, and I'm not sure I've ever seen a guy as open as he was all 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times. What was that? Just great play design, or does
I give credit to the design. I don't think Belling's doing anything to get that open. First one's play action pass, and so we're faking one way and he's going the other. But it was well designed by that offensive staff.
What about Damien? 5 games in a row now, over 100 yards. No freshman back's ever done that before.
He's physical now. He ain't going to go down easy. I think some of those runs, he's getting the line of scrimmage. The guy starting to hang. He's making the guy miss and pushing the pile. He's finishing runs. He's not going down easy. He's a good player.
They even it up at 7 with about 2 minutes to go, and that drive right before halftime. Did you feel like that was just a crusher for both sides of the field?
That was big. There's no question. I mean, they tied this thing up, and I think there was a minute, just under 2 minutes left. And for us to be so efficient going down the big old plays, that was a game changer. Momentum-wise, the whole thing, and then you add on the start of the second half.
You didn't have Jack today. Did that change anything on the offensive game plan at all?
Well, yeah, it changed a couple of things. I mean, short yardage, knowing that we weren't going to use him as much. He plays fullback, and so he wasn't. Kelly came in and did a couple of carries for us there. Flip it on the other side, depth at linebacker, and so that's a piece because he's really Omar. He plays for when Omar goes and gets a blow, and that wasn't available. That's why I'm back to John Miller getting in the game and doing some good stuff. So collateral effects, special teams. He's on all 4 phases, and so we had other guys running in there for him. And, it was a big piece.
When do you start thinking about the Ducks?
I'm trying to get on this airplane before we dive into it. Obviously big game coming up, and the approach, we're going to digest this thing, some things to clean up, and then we'll be heading toward it.
Without looking at the film, did you feel like you guys played close to as well as you played all year today?
I think around that, we got challenged them to go back to back, because I think against Cal, all three phases played pretty solid, and I think we did it again today.
So, and I mean, you guys talk about November being, if you're putting your two best games in November, you got to feel like what you're doing is you're on the right track.
Yeah, the last couple weeks, no question, and we got a big one to end November.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned on the broadcast, so I've been told that you were just really proud of your guys for getting the job done and not looking too far ahead, like we've talked about, to the Ducks. But so with that and not looking too far ahead, what was your focus like specifically this week in practice?
Well, we did challenge this week in practice, knowing that we were probably going to be short a few guys. And so this idea that the practice reps mattered, and really the practice reps, not just this week, but leading up to this week has mattered. Excited about the idea that, we were going to be short some good players. I feel really good about the depth of this roster and confident in the guys that were going to go in the game. And I think guys appreciated that, and we're energized to play.
And then with a slow start today, as far as putting points up to the game, how, frankly, nervous were you, if at all, before that last play in the first quarter? In the first half, excuse me.
Yeah, because it was. I mean, the first drive we got some points. They answered with 7. It's about, like say 2 minutes left in the half, and the game's tied. Not feeling great because I felt like we had played well enough to have a lead. And so that drive to go up 7 points at halftime was huge. I don't think there's much panic in this group. They know this thing's a long game and all of that. But it felt better to separate in the third quarter.
Yeah, and then although this Arizona State team obviously has had some struggles this year, changing leadership, obviously Oregon State has not performed great at Sun Devil Stadium over the past years. How much do you feel like that was weighing on your team's mind, knowing that you've only come out with one win in the past 50 years, I think it is?
Yep, we actually talked about it. There's something to be learned if you've had that little success over that long a period of time. And so I think it added to the motivation that we know this is going to be a challenge. The team we were playing, the travel, the climate's different, all of that, and these guys handled it out.
Obviously, you guys came in here kind of limping a little bit with the injuries. You guys made this next man up thing look pretty easy today. How did you guys talk about during the week, just kind of putting that stuff behind you?
I think it goes to show that the hard work that everybody on this team has put into, whether it be off season or throughout the practices this year, just knowing that, hey, if my number gets called, I need to go in there and execute. Today we showed why, we're a special team because of that mindset of next man up. I'm going to keep working hard, knowing that my time will come. And, congrats to all the guys out there that made a bunch of, a lot of guys out there made a lot of great plays. It's fun to see.
Damien, you've only been here a year, but have you noticed that the culture has really been a reason why you guys are able to thrive in a situation like today, where maybe teams in the past might not have?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like Ben said, just that next man up mentality. Everyone's ready to just make a play. Everyone's steady working, just keeping each other up. We're all ready to make a play, and whenever our number's called, just make a play.
You seem like you were determined not to go down today. There was many runs where there were 3 yards that became 10. What was kind of going through your mind, and how did you keep those runs going?
We just, as a running back group, we just want to get the extra 2. That's kind of our mentality. So half the contact is, keep your legs running, keep your head down.
Ben, you hit 15 out of your first 17 passes. Was there something that you felt like was really clicking today for you?
I just felt like we, as a whole, we prepared really hard going this week. Watched a lot of tape. We felt, the coaches dialed up a great game plan for us. And I think everybody, we were dialing it up in practice, executing cleanly, and it was fun to come in here and as a collective unit, to be able to roll like that.
That drive right before halftime, that seemed to really separate you guys. It looked incredibly easy. What clicked on that one? Because it seemed like everybody was not only open, they were wide open.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when you go fast like that, everything just kind of just flowing. Like you're not really thinking about it. I think guys are making great plays and stuff, and I think we work those 2-minute drills every week in practice, and it shows out there. The work that you put in, outside of the game, when it comes to game time, it shows.
Damien, you've now got 5 straight 100-yard games. You're the first back since Steven Jackson to do that. Just what does that mean, I guess, just to be, put in Steven Jackson's neighborhood?
I don't know. I guess I wouldn't say like I'm too excited or nothing like that. Just want to keep working just to be even better. So, yeah.
When do you guys start thinking about the Ducks?
Shoot, like Coach Smith said, right when the plane lands, we're on to Oregon, so we're looking forward to getting Reeser packed, and obviously we want to get those guys. They're a great team over there, and we're looking forward to a great game.
You can't say you're even thinking about them right now.
I mean, a little bit. I think me and Coach Moore were talking a little bit about what he was seeing coverage-wise, on the field walking off. So, yeah, I think we're looking forward to a great week of practice coming.
This is one of your biggest challenges of the year, I thought, with all the injuries you guys had. How did you guys get that process mentally during the week coming into this game and really get that next man up thing going?
I think that kind of united us a little bit more, knowing that it was next man up mentality. So I think it just brought us together a little bit more. We knew we had guys down. I knew we had things to do. I think we all just came together as a group and just performed a little bit better than we usually do with the guys, just knowing that we had to come together as a brotherhood.
You were in a particular, the secondary was really hit hard with the injuries. How did you, as a group, what did you guys talk about during the week in terms of overcoming that?
What we talked about was the standard is the standard. That's something that we go by. So our first group of DBs, really, 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 really good. So the next man up has to play by that standard as well. No exceptions.
What did you feel like they had the one drive where they had a good scoring drive, and then they didn't do much. What did you feel like you broke them? What did you guys do to kind of separate yourselves from them?
Basically, after halftime, we came in, talked about it. Had to get it going. As soon as we got out that third quarter, it was basically lights out.
As a defense, how important was that drive the offense had right before halftime to give you a lead going into the second half?
It was vital. We knew the offense was dominant offense. I think they showed it today. But I think we did good on defense as well, kept the points down. Like Skyler said, at halftime we got together. We even before the game, but at halftime especially, we knew we had to eliminate the run game and make them one-dimensional. And I think we did that in the second half, which kind of showed in the end.
I think this is not two straight games where you pretty much have shut the opponent down. What do you feel like is going right for you guys right now on defense?
So basically, this is what and I think our defense has been doing a really good job throughout the whole year. With the injuries, us coming together, us being, tighter, we were always one, but now we're even more. So us coming together, us being together, has made our defense that much more better.
Have you started thinking about the Ducks yet?
We've been thinking about the Ducks before season. We're ready for that, man.
You've been thinking about it for
Always
quite.
think about the Ducks.
You guys aren't even Oregonians.
No, just a few though. We're ready.